Shavua Tov. As we know, the Torah in Parshat Vayakhel and Pekudei repeats over the tzivui of the Mishkan and then tells us in detail how the Jews did it and how they brought it to Moshe. And obviously the question is why we need to be given all these details. I think Parshat Vayakhel begins giving us the answer with its very name. In the very beginning of the Parsha, we find the word Vayakhel twice. The Jews gathering for the tzivui of the Mishkan and later gathering to hear about the mitzvah of Shabbos. Why is the Parsha named after this gathering? I think the answer is because we're meant to see that the Mishkan is created by the Jewish people as an entity together. And the Torah goes out of its way to equate between the efforts of each of the different types of groups. We see this in how the Torah meshes the terminology used to describe the donators, those who donated, with the terminology used to describe the artisans, those who created with it. In the very beginning of the Parsha, the Torah refers to the donators as Kol Nediv Libo, Pasuk Hey. And later in Pasuk Yud, the artisans as Kol Chacham Lev, which makes sense because it requires wisdom, not just altruism. But later, when the Torah elaborates and describes the process after the commandment, the Torah mixes these terms. It uses the word Chachma, not only to describe the artisans, but also to describe the women who brought the threads that they had woven together. The donators, the side of the donators, also includes artisans. We find the word Nasa, high-hearted, being inspired by one's heart, both used for the donators and used for the artisans. We're trying to use the terminology to equate between them. We find another terminology that blurs this distinction, and that is the word malacha and avoda. Assumably, the malacha is a lower level, bringing materials. Avoda implies a higher level. Yet we find that both terms are used on both sides of the equation. And really the best expression of this is Pasuk Zayin, and towards the second part of the parsha, V'hamalacha haisa dayam l'chol hamalacha. Using the same word to describe the donators and those working helps equate between them. And this is the logic behind the beautiful Gemara in Brachot Daf Yud Zayin, where it talks about the Rabbanon who were learning in Yavna, the yeshiva, the Bezdin there, who used to say, me, I, we and our friends, we're both creations of Hashem. We work in the city, they work in the field. We both get up early for our work. I don't look badly at his work, he doesn't look badly at my work. And maybe you'll say, I do more learning, I do things of greater value. People who do more, people who do less are equal, as long as their intentions are l'shem shamayim. And you see here the focus on the word lev, which is a major word throughout our parsha. Chacham lev, nediv lev, nasau libo. This is the basis of the Gemara in Sanhedrin Daf Kuf Vav Amud Beis, where it says that Rachmana liboi boy. HaKadosh Baruch Hu really looks at our hearts. He wants to see that our heart is in what we're doing. And you see this in Divrei Yamim Aleph Perek Chav Ches, where Shlomo is building the Beis HaMikdash, and he says, Kol levavos doresh Hashem. The Orach Chaim describes beautifully about how the Mishkan is constructed from the chibur of the levavos of the Jewish people together. And that's why Vayakhel is the name of the parsha, because it's the coming together of the Jewish people, unified with one heart, belev echad ki ish echad belev echad, that can create the Mishkan. And that's why the Baal HaTanya in Perek Lamed Bet, not coincidentally, talks about how if people are able to emphasize and focus on our spiritual side, we see that the Jewish people are all connected. When we look physically, we see ourselves as separate entities, but when we focus on our spirit, we're all of one spirit, we're all of one mission. That's what makes it possible to build a Mishkan for Hashem.